All right, first and foremost, I know all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. And peace out to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for the love of the gospel. All right, your brother Gabari from the Indiana camp. Come back at you again with another sit down to basically talk about how the other nations will surely drink of the cup of the wrath of the Lord. All right, because basically how it's all said and done is what's going on this earth is ran by who? Esau and the other nations. All right, you don't have Israel being established. You don't have Israel having their own what is it called? Own land or own government system or anything like that. So Esau is the rightful ruler of this earth right now. I ain't gonna say rightful ruler, but he's the one that's ruling this earth right now, along with the other nations. All right, so it's gonna come a time. There's gonna come a time where Esau is actually going to be dethroned. All right, he's gonna be dethroned, also along with the other nation, and he's not actually gonna suck it. And he's not only gonna be dethroned. He's also gonna go into slavery up under the next rulers and the next kings and the next judges or the next governors or president or whatever you want to call them. All right, he's going under slavery up under them, every single one of them. All right, and not only him, but the other nations as well. Now, when I say other nations, I'm talking about everyone that's not an Israelite. Okay, now we know who the Israelites is from Judah all the way down to Issachar. You know, I don't have to go through that, but if you don't, go ahead, Google just 12 tribes, the Hebrew Israelites, 12 tribes, nation, sign. If you don't see your name on there, when I say name, if you don't see your nationality of your father descent on there, then I'm not gonna indefinitely tell you that you're a heathen or you're going into slavery. But you better hope and you better pray that you are that your family goes back to that lineage. All right. You know, the scripture says, our spirits bear witness that we are the son of God. All right. So what's one thing that an Israelite is gonna basically bear witness to? You know, first of all, if you believe in these scriptures, if you believe in the scriptures that there's a higher power, then 9 times out of 10 you might be an Israelite. You know, because you have Judah and Northern Kingdom. You know, the Latin tribes, they're heavy into Christianity. You know, and even the ones that's not, they're heavy into some type of belief that believes in a higher power. Now you have you do have your few that doesn't believe in nothing, as far as like the atheists, but they're just void of understanding. The scriptures talks about this. It says the fool says in the heart there is no God. You know, so the scriptures talks about those. You know, you do have those out there. You know, but as a nation, as a people, you know, you have these people that actually believes in that. You know, as a nation, we're actually a spiritual people. You know, we do things that other nations don't do. You know, and the other nations do things that we would look at, that we would second guess, and we would know for a fact that we don't do. For example, Esau eats raw steak. He eats raw meat. You know, that's something that's like known. Like, it's so known that everybody makes fun of it. You know, to be honest, really the stereotypicals saying, oh, well, we are not like that. But the way you look at it is, well, y'all people do it so much that y'all have like a trend of it. You know, y'all people do it so much where the stereo. Also, you're a stereotype. Well, it's like, well, the Lord is a stereotype. The Lord put in you. The Lord put in your spirit, your people's spirit, to do certain things that the Israelites won't do. You know, one thing is what? Eating raw meat. Another thing is what? Esau loved guns, man. They love to hunt, you know. Now, I'm not saying Jake doesn't love guns and Jake doesn't love to hunt, but as a nation, you don't really see Jake, getting all to that, man. You know, really see mostly Jake kind of really dwell in the house, man. Jake really be in the crib, you know, which is what our ancestor did, Jacob, man. You know, he was more so in the crib, you know. He just chilled, you know. So as a nation, you have to look at it as a nation-wise, you know. Now, you do have your individuals that do this and do that, you know. And who's to say? Maybe who's to say they're 100% Jake, you know. When I say 100% Jake, I'm talking about an Israelite. But who's to say they're an Israelite, man? They might be a heathen, you know, just that looks like us, you know. But I'm kind of venturing off the point. Basically, you have everybody, other nations, or anyone that consider not to an Israelite. You know, the Israelites consist of Latinos, Native Americans, and Negro descent. You know, so if you find yourself being a Moab, a Arab, a East Indian, a so-called white man, and how can I say, a Pacific Islander, you know, those Hawaiians, what is it? You know, the different type of Thai, Thailand, you know, all these different types of nations that's on this planet Earth, which really is like about 18 of them. But if you find yourself not being an Israelite, then you will be an other nation, according to the Bible. All right. Now, according to the Bible, that Esau and the other nations, again, everyone's that's not an Israelite, is actually going into slavery up under the Israelites when the Israelites get into rulership. All right. That's prophesied. That's actually in the Bible. All right. And as you know, slavery is not a choice, you know, it's whether they want to or not, you know. So without further ado, I'm going to go jump into a few scriptures showing that Esau and the other nations are going into slavery indefinitely, whether they want to or not, you know. So I'm going to first start off on this. This is Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 14. It says, "For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also. I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to their works of their own hands. For thus said the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of his fury at the hand and cause all the nations to drink whom I send thee to drink it." See? So that cup is what? A cup of fury. And that really a fury actually goes into slavery. Let's look up the word fury right quick. Yep, heat, rage, hot. It says what? Hot displeasure, indignation, which means righteous fury, anger, hot, poison, a bottle. Fury, anger, hot, displeased, burning anger, rage. You know, and and how does the Lord show his anger, man? What? He destroys you and he puts you into captivity. All right, just like he did us, man. It says what? In Baruch, it says what? We didn't. I'm gonna get it. No, I can't. I don't want to butcher it. I think it said God. It is. Here it is. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. It says, "You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you move Yahweh to wrath." See? So we made Lord hot, man. Because what? We delivered. It says, "Ye were delivered into your enemies, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not God." All right. See, so that's what made the Lord mad. And when the Lord's mad, hey, the Lord does this. You know, he destroyed us as a nation. How did he destroy us? Man, he took away our nationality. We don't even know who we are. We had other people give us our nationality: Latinos, Negroes, Jamaicans, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. You know, these are all names that that people gave us. They didn't tell us, oh, you know, you're Issachar, you're Zebulun, you're Za'abalwan, you know, you're Naphtali, you're Judah. You know, that it didn't tell us that. They told us, hey, we were some. They told us we was rich port. We were black, you know. We were for hire, you know. That's basically what they told us, man. All right. So since we moved the Lord to wrath, the Lord what? First, he stripped us from our nationality, he stripped us from who we were, and then he put us into slavery, and we're still into slavery to now, man. Still serving our oppressors, man. You know. Right now, we just got done paying taxes and shit, you know, and most jakes don't even really do it because taxes is just really just what's it called taxes is really what's that shit called a tribulation, you know. You're paying for something because you got to think how many taxes we got to pay for taxes on our properties. We have to pay for taxes for the money that we make. You know, we have to pay for taxes for things that we buy. You know, everything is being taxed, man, and that's really tribulation, you know. So when we move the Lord to wrath, it says, where is it? It says, here it is, right? It says, yeah, so we know it says, take the wine cup of his fury at thy hand. So that cup is fury, man. The cup is wrath. So we already witnessed what the Lord would do to a nation if you move him to wrath, you know? And that's saying something if you move the Lord to wrath, because guess what? The Lord is long suffering, all right? The Lord will bear, the Lord will bear, the Lord will bear sin for a long time before He actually executes judgment, man. You know, because it says what He's a merciful God. You know, the Lord is very merciful. You know. But if you constantly keep doing something over and over, you know, that's like slapping somebody in the face and expecting them to forgive you every single time, man. Eventually, that person's gonna say, you know what, man, fuck this, man. Hey, and he's just gonna let loose on your ass, man. And that's exactly what the Lord did, man. You read in the book of Judges, man, and you see how, you know, we kept basically transgression against the Lord every time one of the judges died, and we get, hey, Israel do what? Go right back into what they was went right back into what they the evil that they was doing. Then the Lord have to put them in captivity for so many years, raise up a judge, and the cycle repeats itself. All right. So it says, and call all nations to drink whom I send thee to drink it, and they shall drink and be moved and be mad because the sword that I will send among them. See, they're gonna be mad because why? Guess what? They're being dethroned, man. They're not gonna have that power no more. All right. They're not gonna be able to look on Israel as a prey. You know, now they're going to look at Israel as gods, man, because they're going to be ruling the earth. All right. And guess what? Israel is going to be the enforcer on the earth to enforce the law, man, to enforce that wrath. You know, the Lord ain't going to come down here himself and put you in slavery. You know, Yahweh Shah will. You know, Yahweh Shah is coming back as an angelic being, you know, but Yahweh himself, the Father, he's a king, man. He just sits and gives orders. You know, he's not going to come down here and do it himself. But guess what? He's going to use us upon the planet Earth to enforce that, man. He's going to enforce his wrath, you know, upon these other nations. It says in the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter? It says, with you I would break in pieces the nations, man. All right. It says, then took I the cup of the Lord's hand, and says, and made all the nations to drink unto whom the Lord have sent me, you know, to wit Jerusalem and the cities of Judah and the kings thereof and the prince thereof, to make them a desolation and an astonishment and a hiss and a curse as into this day, which we were, man. You know, it says Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants and his priests and all his people and all the mingling people and all the kings of the lands of Uz and all the kings of the land of the Philistines and Ashkelon and Ashzah and Asher and Ekron and the remnant of Ashdod, Edom and Moab and the children of Ammon, all the kings of Tyrese and all the kings of Zidon and the kings of the islands which are beyond the sea, Dean and Teman and Tema and Buzz and all that. And all that are in the utmost corners, and all the kings of Arab and all the kings of the mingling people that dwell in the desert, which is really the Middle East. It says in all the kings of Zeman. It says in all the kings of Elam and all the kings of the Medes. It says in all the kings of the north, far and near, and with one another, and all the kings of the world which are upon the face of the earth, and the king of Shishmak shall drink after them. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, thus said the Lord of hosts, the Lord of Israel, drink ye and be drunken and slurred, and fall and rise no more because of the sword which I will send among you. See? So it says what? Be drunken, man. That means you're going to surely drink of this wrath, and you're surely going to drink of this slavery forever, man. You're never going to rise again, man. After Israel, there's not going to be a Moabite kingdom coming up, African kingdom coming up. You know, it ain't going to be no other nation that's going to come up and rule after Israel, man. Israel's going to rule indefinitely, man. We're going to always be ruling, man. You know? And we're going to get better and better, man. All right? And it's going to be the kingdom forever, man. It's not going to be where we a sunset on our parade, man. You know? We're going to be the indefinite rulers upon this planet Earth until time stops itself. All right? It says where was I? It says and it shall be if they refuse to take the cup at thy hand to drink, then shall thou say unto them, saith the Lord, it said, the Lord of hosts, ye shall surely drink. So guess what? If they refuse it, if they say, no, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do slavery, I don't want to give my daughters to you, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, guess what? You're going to take their ass and you're going to force them to do it, man. All right? Because guess what? The Lord's going to give us that power. All right? The Lord's going to give us them heavenly bodies where we're going to be able to force them to do it. All right? I was, oh, you don't want to do it. So guess what? Let me put it like this. If your child doesn't want to wash the dishes and you get home and he doesn't wash the dishes, you just keep asking him over and over and he say he don't want to do it, and you just like, okay, fine, you ain't got to do it. What do? You get belt to ass and you start tearing his ass up until he knows who's ruler, man. Until he know who's boss, you know? And that's exactly how we going to do these other nations, man. All right? They going to know who's boss. All right? It says, and ye shall surely drink. It says, for lo, I began to bring evil on the city, which is called by my name, which is Israel. It says, and should ye be utterly punished, ye should not be unpunished. Should ye be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the habitations of the earth, saith the Lord. All right. So yeah, man. Hey, the Lord's she's gonna basically make waste. Let me get this right quick. 49 and 12. This is Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 12. It says, For thus said the Lord, behold, For thus said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. That was us, man. We wasn't supposed to drink of the cup, but hey, we did, man. You know, and we became an astonishment. We became in a hiss, like the Lord said in Jeremiah 25th chapter. You know, it says, art thou he that shall, although altogether go unpunished, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. See? So, hey, you know, and who is that talking to? It's talking to Esau, man. All right, it says what? It says, for I have sworn by myself, saying the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation and a reproach and a waste and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste, you know? So, hey, you look at us, man. We wasn't supposed to drink of it, but yet we did, and we got put and see what type of punishment we got, man. Now, you think that you doing these things upon us planet Earth, and you're not gonna get unpunished, man? No, you are most definitely gonna get punished, man. And you shall surely drink, man. You know, that word surely is what? Drink up, drink around, slide around, wicked deeds. Surely, banquet, certainly. You know, that goes back to the Jeremiah 25th chapter, because it says what? Certainly they shall drink, you know? So it is not, hey, without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to drink that cup, man. All right? What's that? I'm all in Jeremiah today. 31st chapter. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 10. It says, therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return, and shall be in the rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. You know, so hey, right now we're afraid, man. To let you know you're afraid, do 100 miles down the speedway when it's only 50, and get pulled over and see why not your heart drop. You know, it says, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all the nations whether I have scattered thee, yet I will not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and I will not leave thee altogether unpunished. For thus said the Lord, thy bruises is incurable, and thy wounds is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause. It says that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicine. You know, this is talking about how messed up we are, man. This is what basically the Lord sent upon us, man. You know, it says, all thy lovers have forgotten thee, and seek not after thee. For I have wounded thee with a wound of an enemy, and have chastised thee of a cruel one for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. See, so hey, because we sinned against the Lord, because we made the Lord to wrath, man, the Lord brought this upon us, man. All right. Now you think you other nations and you heathens are just gonna keep doing this and not get unpunished? You think you're just gonna stay on this planet Earth and rule forever? No, man. You're gonna get all the things we suffered, man, and greater. It says, why criest thou for thine afflictions? Thy sorrow is uncurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. See, and see how the Lord got into our sins and basically start showing us how we was fucked up and how the Lord fucked us up. And now he went right into the heathens. All they that devour thee shall be devoured. Who's devouring us, man? The heathens, man. You know, and Esau's constantly putting hell up on us 24/7 at work, at home, you know, out and about, fucking up our expenses, fucking up our cars, hitting us with all types of fucking unnecessary bills. I just looked at my cell phone bill. You know, I paid $2 to for 911 service. So they pay you to call them when you need a problem, you know, and and people say, oh, it's only $2. What you complaining for? I mean, but shit, man, how many fees are you gonna give me, man? I already pay a fucking cell phone bill. Now I gotta pay a fucking a number that I don't even use that often. I probably don't even call 911 more than probably 2 times every 5 years. I probably can count on one hand. And I had a phone ever since I was in high school. I probably can count on one hand how many times I dialed 911. You know, and I've been paying what $2 fucking a month for a service I really don't even use like that, man. So I mean, it's just Esau just jack your whole. He just put all type of unnecessary fees in there, and you gotta think that's only for 911. You know, he might charge you all type of other different fees that's gonna calculate up then to probably half your bill. You know, but that's what Esau. You know, Esau does that all types of. Hey, the other nations, what they set up all type of stores, chicken shack, nail salons, beauty salons, all type of stores in Jake neighborhoods, and thrives off Jake, man, because they know Jake is gonna come and buy it. You know. It says they devouring us, man. Hey, it says in Isaiah, it says they devour our land in our presence, you know? It says all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey, and I will restore the health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because thou called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. See, so nobody look at Israel as a threat, you know? They don't look at Mexico or Puerto Ricans or Negroes as a threat, man, you know? They look at us as a weird joke, man. You're just a bunch of good slaves, you know? Because we was called an outcast, man. They was like, these are the Lord people, man. Come on now. You know? So it says what? Thus said the Lord, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents and have mercy on his dwelling places. It says, and the city will be built upon her own heap, and the palace, it says, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof, and out of them shall proceed thanksgiving and the voices of them that make merry, and I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. So guess what, man? The Lord is going to establish us to an utmost, man. All right. You think it's a lot of people on the planet Earth now? Just wait till we get in our kingdom, man. It's going to be, I ain't even can say a number that's going to count as many people as going to, and not only on this planet, because this planet can hold a pretty decent amount of planet, but you got to think, for every person on this planet, there's probably 10 planets waiting for that person, you know? So every Israelite on this planet, there's probably another 10 planets for that person, man. You know, owning planets. You know, we don't talk about that much, man. You got to think we're gonna own planets. We're gonna be able to go travel the galaxy. You know, people think, oh man, Earth ain't do that big. You know, hey, but guess what, man? We're gonna be able to travel planets, galaxies, man. I'm probably going to have to take a spacecraft to go see a brother, you know, a road trip or something. Like, hey, brother, I'm talking to the brother. Hey, brother, hey, I'm going to come visit you, man. I'll be there in a couple of days. He was like, hey, man, all right, cool, man. I'm here, bro. You know, traveling galaxies and shit, you know. Hey, Esau does it here, man. Esau goes to across country and does certain like things like to visit his family. You know, we didn't think we're going to do the same thing. You know, hey, he already got the Star Wars program going on, you know. So you don't think the Lord has that capability to do that, man? All right. Um, that's basically all I just want to hit. I do have two more scriptures I want to touch bases on, and then I'm probably going to end it at that. This is Isaiah chapter 14. In verse 1, it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and he will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them, and bring them into the place." It says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, which is what? Slavery. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over them, and they shall rule over, and they shall rule over their oppressors, man. See, so guess what? The people that oppress us now, the people that oppress Israel, you know, is gonna basically take them and put them in oppression, put them in captivity for servants and handmaids, man. All right. And I already went about who oppresses us. All right. All right. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 6. It says,